So, hey guys, it's Runuchio back here for another What If video. Today, we're doing What If Naruto was a solo genin. And this time, which this is the second try I'm doing this after last week, where this utterly failed when it was interrupted. So yeah. Anyways, the like goal for this video is 3 likes. There will be multiple links in the description about other channels that you should watch for either gaming, for mostly gaming, gameplay, for Minecraft at least. So yeah, it'll also have my Twitch, Wattpad account linked below. So yeah, otherwise, I guess let's roll on with the video. So how this will work is that in order to make things into what I'm gonna do more likely, I'm gonna have Naruto have a maturity suppression seal. Since in the original Naruto timeline, nothing really made sense. Naruto was mistreated as a kid, so he should have grown up quicker, like matured quicker. Since I'm pretty sure the first we saw during the flashbacks or filler at the end through like kid Naruto in the rain, walking through and staring at the Ichiraku ramen stand, then walking away in the rain. So I don't think Hiruzen or the third Hokage, would have given Naruto an apartment immediately. So yeah. Next is the fact that Naruto was definitely not allowed in shops. Like, why else would he only have instant ramen? Yes, to Naruto ramen is good, but they either overpriced to him, or don't sell to him. Which also means he has to learn how to cook at a younger age. So yeah, those are all things to consider. So the maturity seal would have been placed on Naruto at the age of 5, not by the third Hokage or any of the elders or clan heads, but just by the villagers fearing that Naruto would grow stronger. So they hired ninja in order to place a maturity seal on Naruto to stop Naruto from maturing that much. Like, come on, Naruto was like a 7-year-old in maturity. Even though by 5, he should have been at 7 years old or older in maturity. So yeah, that is something that I should really consider. So yeah. I'll also have a couple other baselines that I'll keep around for after. So that, basically, I'll state one of them right now, though there will be multiple other changes. Orochimaru will be semi-good in this timeline. Like, let's just say he wants revenge on the Leaf and it's all a misunderstanding. Yes, a gigantic misunderstanding that even the third Hokage or Hiruzen does not know about. That's like a really big misunderstanding that'll have a lot of hints on what happens, which it'll all be revealed in the tuning exams, which will be revealed. Like, I am 100% reveal or putting Naruto in the tuning exams. I don't care if Naruto has to go solo. Like, come on. Maybe Naruto just does the same thing but solo. I just don't care. As long as Naruto's in the tuning exams, I don't care. So yeah, when Iruka was stabbed by the giant shuriken, and after Iruka said those words that changed the timeline, Naruto would get angry at Mizuki for hurting Iruka. The QB would see this, and this time instead of giving Naruto power or chakra, which I do think Naruto didn't have enough chakra for 1,000 shadow clones at the time. Naruto could probably make a few hundred, but not 1,000 at the time, especially for the probable duration of an hour. So yeah, instead of that, the QB this time would remember the maturity seal on Naruto and would get rid of it, not wanting his Jinchuriki to be weak without his power. So Naruto would create a couple hundred shadow clones, and this time, now that the maturity seal was released, another thing that happened to Naruto was he created a darker personality, stunting most of his progress. Now that the maturity seal was gone, the darker personality or Dark Naruto would be able to fuse back with Naruto in order to substitute for the, lesser shadow clones, like probably just 400 at this time. Naruto's Taijutsu would multiply by 3 times. So he would be as fast and strong as Sasuke now, which I'd say is a major improvement, as you can see during the Valley of the End, which Naruto needed a bunch of shadow clones in order to match Sasuke, which I think that's a decent comparison, even though it's just a couple arcs ahead. So Naruto would beat Iruka, and the third Hokage by this time would have been convinced to let Sai join Team 7, since the teams would be set up quicker in this timeline, which would lead to the major change, which is in Naruto's eye color. Like, Naruto's eye color will slowly change into red through some fusing with his darkness or maturing. But right now it's in like a very dark shade of blue. So the third Hokage would eventually decide a day later that Naruto would be a solo genin, but he would be placed under special parameters that are different than other solo genin. So most solo genin have to complete at least 80 D ranks and have been a ninja for 5 months in order to do a C rank. But for Naruto won't have the time limit, but he'll have to do like 300 C rank or D ranks before a C rank. And before he gets a C rank out of the village, he has to complete 50 C ranks that are inside the village in order for him to get enough experience. So yeah, I actually don't even think that it's close to the fact that C ranks will only be out of the village. Like, sometimes genin might have to go, hunt down a couple boars or something. Like, maybe stop a dam or stop the log on the dam that's blocking a smaller supply of water, since that should be harder than a D rank. An explosive tag can help, but what if there are crocodiles there that'll try to eat genin? So yeah, I think that makes sense. maybe even patrolling around the forest of death. Not in it, but around it. So yeah, Naruto would become a solo genin and would be able to start a couple days before his classmates. So Naruto would realize that he himself was pretty stupid. His crush on Sakura, just because I hate Sakura, I won't make Naruto hate Sakura or Kakashi. But Naruto would realize that his crush on Sakura was just him wanting to get attention. So yeah, Naruto wouldn't hate Sakura, but wouldn't like her either. He would probably just not like Sakura. Like, if he were to choose between Sakura and a normal person, like who didn't treat him badly or well, he would choose the other person. Because Sakura could have just said, "Oh, blah blah blah, I don't like you, can you please stop it," or something, and told Naruto the reason why, instead of just hitting Naruto on the head, making Naruto dumber. Yes, this time one of the other reasons that Naruto was still pretty dumb is because Sakura kept on hitting Naruto on the head. Like, I'm guessing that happened over 300 times, and I think after the first 200 it would start. So yeah. Anyways, Naruto would remember the Shadow Clone's hidden technique of memory transfer and would create 400 Shadow Clones. He would have 150 of them in squads of 5, which would be 30 squads, each squad doing a D rank. While Naruto himself will be being accompanied by another 50 clones to practice his Taijutsu. Another 50 of them will be target practice for him, and the other 250, 100 of them will go to the library. Another 50 of them will go to the shinobi part of the library due to being genin, and would, each time they find a technique that's useful for them, they'd pop, and the other 100 Naruto clones would learn those techniques. So yeah, I think that's a pretty efficient system. So Naruto would then train. For the first week, his Taijutsu would improve dramatically. He would realize through memory of the other genin that the Taijutsu style Mizuki taught him was wrong. So he would remember the other basic Taijutsu styles and would ask Garuka to reteach him or show him the Taijutsu katas again. And Garuka would show him, and then Naruto would base his new style off of the academy style. So he would focus on counterattacking and would use the attacks against, or his opponent's attacks against them. And Naruto would rely on dodging the attacks, while if there's an opening, he would attack. So this is more like a dodge, attack, and parry style of attack. So Naruto would begin to work on a combo after one of his shadow clones in the shinobi library came upon a new technique, and it was called the dancing leaf shadow. You know, the one we used against Sasuke. I think it would be in the genin part of the library. I mean, I think the solo genin part of the shinobi library or solo genin would have a higher access to techniques than genin that are on a team because they won't be taught by jonin. So they'd have a larger access. So Naruto's skill level right now is around mid-tuning. His Taijutsu is around due to the dancing leaf shadow and his extremely high skill. It's probably around high tuning. His ninjutsu, without the shadow clone jutsu, which doesn't really count, I guess. Like for normal jutsu, it's around mid-tuning due to Naruto thinking of a way to use the Shadow Shuriken Jutsu from the history that Naruto read about Sarutobi Hiruzen and the Shadow Shuriken Jutsu from his Shadow clones. So yeah, Naruto would know his Shadow Clone Jutsu, and after 3 days he would be able to do the Shadow Shuriken, which is quite impressive though. Like, really, really, really impressive. So, Naruto would also be able to do a couple basic jutsu, like a basic fire style jutsu that'll allow him to quickly light a campfire, or a basic wind jutsu that'll make it so that smoke won't be seen, or a basic earth jutsu that'll cover his tracks. So just jutsu like that. Though Naruto would have come across another jutsu called water style, water torrent, or like water stream. It's a basic water jutsu, like very basic. It shoots a water stream that's normally around not that powerful. Like, this is around a high D rank jutsu for genin, but due to Naruto's immense chakra, it becomes a high C rank. Like, Naruto, with his large chakra, he can shoot a powerful large stream of water, having the force of like a snowball rolling down a mountain, like a meter by meter by meter snowball rolling down a mountain, but its range will be much larger. Like, its range will be 10 by 5 meters range. So yeah, I think that'll be really good. So Naruto would by the week have completed around 150 D ranks. Let's say each D rank gives around 1,000 to 3,000 Rio, and each 10 Rio is each dollar. So Naruto by this time would get roughly around, doing quick maths, around 450,000 Rio. And Naruto would then begin working on a property. So Naruto would ask Hiruzen if he was allowed to buy like a forest nearby. Like, it wasn't that big. It isn't too big, but not even close to small. Like, it was pretty big, like a mile long and wide. In total, it was like a mile long, wide, and yeah. So Hiruzen would say around 30,000 Rio or 40,000 Rio, since it didn't have much clearings or much valuable resources. So Naruto would buy it for 35,000 and would then use his shadow clones to cut down a ton of trees, team trees, and Naruto would create or would begin building a pretty good house. And yeah, after Naruto completes it, he would have a training ground nearby around it, like have posts all around with targets made in order for his shadow clones to practice shuriken throwing. Because even with the 1,000 shuriken he can throw with the shadow shuriken technique, or shuriken shadow clone technique, like, it still wouldn't be that good to just have a wave of shuriken. Like, that would be easy to spot. Naruto would also be working on C ranks now, and C ranks inside of the village are around 10 to 15,000, but outside they're like 30 to 40,000, which I think is a good deal. So Naruto would have himself along with 10 shadow clones always with him to do C ranks, and would have a group of 30 shadow clones split up into groups of 15 to do C ranks as well. So Naruto would be extremely powerful now. Like, his experience is pretty good due to his shadow clones also giving memories. Naruto would also have a shadow clone become the leader of a squad in order to lead the team, which would improve his leadership skills. Naruto would eventually be able to make a technique himself with the dancing leaf shadow and embracing his Jinchuriki status by naming the attack rotating or spiraling fox claw, which this is how it works. Naruto would kick his opponent up and would use the dancing leaf shadow to arrive right up where the opponent is, creating 2 shadow clones. They would each do a claw motion to claw their opponent at the same time, breaking a couple bones and making their opponent bleed. As the opponent falls down, one of the clones would